guys, and welcome back to my college series. I got such a great response from you guys about the first video, and I am so excited to be able to share the second video with you all. Also, if you missed the first video in the series, I will make sure to annotate it on the screen right now and to leave the link in the description below. So today's video is going to be about college party do's and don'ts. I want to start off by saying I'm not endorsing underage drinking or people going to college parties. I just think that it is a part of the college life and it's something that you will be faced with when you go to college. So I want to make sure that I can give you some tips and tricks to be as safe as possible. College parties can be sort of intimidating. I know when I first moved away to college, I had never really gone to big parties before, and when my friends would be like, hey, like it's Friday night, we're gonna go out, do you want to come with us? I'd sort of be like, I don't know, like I'm not really sure, but you know, eventually I was like, okay, like let's try it, and it was such a great experience for me. You experience so many wonderful things by going to college parties, but tip number one is go with people who you know well and you trust a lot. I think this is really important because first of all, you're going to go with people that you know, you're going to feel more comfortable just because you have people there who you know and who know you and will sort of keep an eye out on you. And then also, going with people who you trust is really important because they're going to make sure that you get home safe, you get there safe, you stay safe while you're at the party. You know, you can all sort of keep an eye on each other because you all trust each other. And tip number two sort of goes along with tip number one, and that is from the group of people who you go to the party with, pick a sober friend. I know it sort of stinks for whoever has to end up being the sober friend, but you guys are going to be so happy in the end because that person is going to keep an eye on you, they're going to keep a straight mind, and they're going to make sure that everyone gets home safe. And that brings me to tip number three, which is whoever you come with, try to go home with the same people. And if you feel like you need to leave the party early, make sure that those people know that you're leaving and also make sure that they're going to have a way to get home safely. Okay, so next up, I sort of want to talk about the alcohol and drugs that you might run into at the party. I am not 21 yet, so I stick to sodas at parties, but you still have to be careful about drinks because even sodas can get roofied. My biggest tip when it comes to this is always pour your own drinks. If a random guy comes up to you, no matter how cute he is, and offers you a drink, you know, just say, thanks, I'm gonna go grab my own, and you can tell him to come with you, it doesn't matter, you can still flirt with him or whatever, but he could have done anything to that drink, you don't know, so I always pour my own drinks and make sure that I am the only one who has touched the drink and that it will be totally safe. It's also super helpful if you end up bringing your own drinks to the party because then you know absolutely everywhere where the drink has been. You know when you picked it up at the store, you knew that it was in your bag and knew that you took it out and poured it and no one could have possibly done anything to it. And on top of that, people get upset when you show up to their parties and you're drinking the things that they spent money on and you didn't even pitch in for it. So if you go there and you see some alcohol or some soda that you would like to have, make sure that you check whose it is and then you check with that person that it would be okay that you had some of it. It's definitely not cool when you're the person who brings the drinks and then you come back and your bottle of soda or whatever is completely empty and you only have a little bit of it. Everyone in college is totally broke and every penny counts, so when you're drinking their drinks, you're drinking their money, which is just not cool. Another big thing that I want to make sure you guys get through your head is not to leave your drink sitting around. If you go to the bathroom, bring your drink with you, or if you don't want to bring it with you, make sure that you give it to a friend to say, hey, make sure that nothing happens to this. If you set your drink down and someone sees you do that, they could very easily put something in your drink and then you come back and pick it up again and you just don't know. I just think it's better to live on the more cautious side when it comes to these things because really awful things can happen at college parties. I had a friend once who we're not totally sure, but we were pretty sure that someone had slipped something in her drink. Luckily we were there, we got to take her home and make sure that she was okay, but anything could have happened to her that night and it really made me realize that you have to be super careful at parties because unfortunately some people don't always have the best of intentions. I think this sort of goes without saying, but I still want to give you guys the heads up that when you go to a party, you're probably going to experience alcohol and maybe drugs also. You know, the first time that I walked into a party and there were people doing drugs, I was like, oh my god, it was sort of jostling. Not that I was you know, upset by it or anything, but it was just you know, it was my first time ever seeing people doing drugs. It's gonna sort of shock you. So if that's something that you're not really used to being around, just a heads up, when you go to a college party, 99.9% of the time you're gonna run into those sorts of things there. So just prepare yourself for that and prepare yourself to say no thanks when someone offers you some cocaine. don't do drugs, kids. Cocaine is not fun, and neither is meth, no matter how cool Breaking Bad is. And my last big party tip for you guys would be just to relax and mingle. My two closest friends at school are Kaylee and Peyton, and I became like really good friends with them at a party. I had known them outside of school, they were in my class, but we like really bonded at a party. You can meet some really awesome people and have an amazing time if you just stay safe and let yourself relax and just like have a good time. I understand that it can be totally overwhelming if it's your first time at a party, or if you're not used to really big crowds or whatever. It can be sort of scary, but if you just take a deep breath and just like be brave and outgoing, just like go up to someone and be like, hey, I'm Jill, like I've seen you at school before. People at parties are like cool, they're not gonna be like who is this person? If anything, they'll like talk to you for 2 minutes, they'll be like, hey, I'm gonna go get a drink, and then you're like, okay, bye. You know, and it's not that big of a deal, and then you've just made a connection with someone. Whether you turn out to be friends or not, it doesn't really matter. My point is, just put yourself out there, be bold, be brave, and have fun. Stay fun though. So that is it for my college party do's and don'ts video. I hope that it was helpful for you guys. Please leave requests for videos down below, and also more videos that you would like to see in my college series. If you want me to keep doing those, if you want me to stop doing them, just let me know what you think, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't like it, give it a thumbs up anyway, because why not, right? And don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links will be in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!